Boy, has this series taken off, man. It's just been. You can go on anime trending right now. Doing Katarina has dominated the entire couples voting of the week. If you don't know, anime trending is a site that people like to go to where you can actually voice your opinions and vote for your favorite series, your favorite characters, your favorite couple, your favorite music, all that stuff. And one of the main things that are trending right now this week is the top couples. Because apparently Katarina has dominated the entire roster. Of course, there's still some from other shows, but the majority is Katarina, man. From top to bottom. It's just crazy. Because here's the thing, though. We had series, we had tons of series and isekais where there was harems involved. But never before have we ever had this kind of magnitude where almost every um, person in the harem is on the roster. It's crazy. This never happened before. I've seen tons of isekais, and only the girls that mostly stand out the most in the show would be on the roster of best wanted couple. But this one is completely different because everyone can shine in this show. It shows how amazing this series is. It's a breath. It's not just a breath of fresh air for isekai, a breath of fresh air for harems as well. Maybe after people watching this series, they will be able to have different ideas of how to go about their harems or even go about their isekais. So many things you can do with this series. Hopefully, people will take notes and write better isekais and harems later down the road because this shows it perfectly. So, this entire episode was an anthology of the summer vacation of Katrina and her friends, her harem. And it was showing how everyone's life has changed throughout the series of Katrina's life in this new world of fortune lover. And with that being said, it makes you wonder how things would turn out differently in a way. Because she was so oblivious that she keeps taking everyone's routes, and she keeps taking all the major events. Everyone has fallen for her, but probably not in all the same way. In the first part of the anthology, it was mostly about the maid and the mom, how they see things, how thanks to Katarina being there, she still has a trustworthy relationship with her husband, and even the maids, and even Tom himself, and all the other gardeners have opened up to each other. So now everyone's distant anymore. They have a more loving household, and not just in family, but also within workers. Same thing with Keith. Keith no longer would become his playboy, but instead he's an overprotective, cock-blocking brother because Gyardo tries so hard to get some alone time with Katarina, but no matter how hard he tries, Keith is always there. Every single time, Keith is there. It's just like, yo, you see this dude running in front of the cart. He's at our party at Alan's place, and all of a sudden he's in front of the car already. Just stop blocking my brother. I'm pretty sure Jiro won't get anything away. But the problem with Keith's flaws is that he's only focused on Gyardo for some reason. You know there are other guys that are after her too, and gals are after her as well. You can't just think about Gyardo only, which is his main flaw. Which comes up to the next one, where they're out having a picnic. And each person has their own way of seeing how they like Katarina. For instance, Gyardo himself doesn't pretend to fake smile. He actually does smiles and laugh now because of Katarina and her goofiness. He feels at ease around her. Then, of course, you have Alan, who's very competitive, and he even has his own fan base. I don't think the original Alan would have a fan base because he was so cold-hearted, but he only liked Mary. But thanks to Katarina, she kind of messed some things up where Mary is she's also obsessed with Katarina, and apparently she's been stuffing things inside Alan's head. We all thought maybe she still liked Alan, but no, she's been stuffing things out of Alan's head, saying that, he doesn't have a chance of her or he doesn't like her. And because of that, because she even told him to go see the other girls. So that's what happened. Mary doesn't care about fucking Alan anymore. That's sad in a way. In a way, she already had the main protagonist wrapped around her finger stuff, but she already had her episode to shine. So it was time for the others. Mainly, I would say Sophie, and Nicole. Nicole, in a way, I guess, he's slowly gaining feelings for her. Originally, he put have feelings for his sister, but thanks to Katarina, he's starting to have feelings for her now. But with Sophie, however, I thought probably Sophie had feelings for Katarina like that as well, but that might not be the case. Because apparently, she was nudging on for Nicole to hit on Katarina. So I guess not everyone is in love with her the same way as everyone else says. It's like they all want to be with her, like relationship wise. Some of them just like being around her. I guess Sophie's one of those people, and so she's pushing on, egging on the person who probably is not that least affectionate towards Katarina, which is very interesting because I don't think Nicole at first really saw Katarina that way until it starts being seeped into his mind. So while Keith is too busy focusing on Jiro, he needs to be watching out for Nicole because once he gets in them gays, it's over, man. It's over. Now, with Sophie, it's a big mystery. She's been throwing out some hints with something. Even when the part where she said she felt like that they've been shopping before, as if she knew Katarina for a very long time. That is interesting. And Sophie keeps bowing out these very interesting hints. Well, not constantly, but since the first time we've seen her to now, she would say something very mysterious, but then they quickly push it on the rug so no one will pay attention to it. But I'm paying attention to it. I see what's going on here. Something's up. Something's got to give. I'm about to find out. Anyway, she also seemed to have a dream, an interesting dream about how she was with her former best friend, and how the friend pretty much played the game completely, knows all the routes and everything, and I guess she didn't want to be spoiled, but now she kind of she did have some spoilers nonetheless. So this is interesting. I like it. Now the student council is in, and he says he's not interested to anyone so far, but people are guessing, will he be part of the harem of Katarina? We don't know. It could be a possibility. After all, this girl, for some reason, can gather all the troops. And here's the funny thing I would say about the show. Usually, I can't stand the show where it's the main character, and he has a harem, and he's completely oblivious that everyone likes him. Usually, I can't stand it. It gets on my nerves, It's dumb. I don't see the point. I can't stand it. And most of the time, the character is completely cliched and not well developed. For some reason, here I can withstand it because the characters are so good. The main character, Katarina, isn't this boring thing. And that's where most harems fall apart. You create a character that's completely uninteresting as the MC, but even if the girls aren't that well developed, you lose interest in the show. You don't care who the MC goes up with because he's not that interesting. But then you have someone who is like Katarina, who is interesting, who is, in a way, kind of interestingly developed. You're curious what's going to happen. In a way, she had a goal, and she had the goal is to make it through high school without meeting her doom end. And because of that, she has that goal. She has that personality, and even the people around her have good personalities. And because of that, you're more invested into the harem. You're invested into the story because of that. And like I said, a lot of people need to take notes on this because this is my standard. When it comes to harems, this is my standard. I know there's other villainous isekais out there, and I already talked about it last video, but this is my standard. You can't go above this. And this is one, I didn't feel like it's even trying. It doesn't feel like it's trying. Because it's not trying, it feels hilarious, and I love it. But none of that, that's where I would end it. The show leaves a smile on my face every time I watch it, because it's funny. It's funny. Anyway, that's all I got for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been the Madcrown on Anime, signing out.